Hey guys, I'm Shannon from Shanta's Workshop, and today I'm going to be working on a super cute Valentine's Day peekaboo. I've already glittered the tumbler and epoxied it and sanded it, so it's a little dull right now, but I did use this Shanta Baby. It's actually my own custom mix that I did for the Glitter Guys December sub box. It's champagne with a little rainbow sparkle. So, and I put that right on the stainless base. First I sanded my tumbler, washed it with Dawn dish soap, and then I just put it right on the stainless. I'm also going to be using some foil flakes for some hearts on the tumbler. So let's get started. So these are the images I'm going to be cutting out of vinyl for the entire tumbler. So the ones down here in the bottom left, I'm just going to cut in a removable vinyl. Any color is fine because I'm just going to spray paint over that and these are going to come right off. The ones I have up here are going to be the outlines around the peekaboo. I'm going to cut these in two different colors, that's why I have them separated out. And then the ones over here in the bottom right are my stencils for the foil. So I'm also just going to cut this out of any color removable vinyl. These are going to be left on the tumbler, so I think I'm going to do a rose gold and a red chrome for those. And I have boxes around them as my little weeding boxes, so I know how to place all of my vinyl on my mat. So I'm going to cut these out and then I'll be back. Alright, I have everything cut out. You can see how I placed it on my mat to cut it all at once. I did a rose gold, chrome, red chrome, and then these are just my removable vinyl for my stencils and the peekaboo. This mat is still pretty sticky, so I'm moving face down to peel away from the vinyl so that they don't curl up. Okay, so now we're just going to place the stencil, or not the stencil hearts, the peekaboo hearts that I have here. I'm just going to randomly place those around, and I want to make sure I'm leaving enough room for my outlines and for the little stencils I want to put down for my flakes, for my foil flakes. Alright, so I've spray painted the tumbler. I did a flat white, and then once that dried, I painted these strips of candy pink, Rustoleum candy pink, to give it a nice little ombre. So what I'm going to do now is peel off the peekaboo decals, and I will epoxy it before I put on the outlines. I feel like that gives it a little more depth in between the first coat and the next coat. Alright, so I'm gonna pull the decals. So I've pulled all of the decals, and now I'm going to epoxy it before I add the outlines. So I have my epoxy mixed up. I did about 20 milliliters for this tumbler. I won't use all of it, so whatever's left I'll just pour it into a mold. I'm going to mix a little bit of ice from the glitter guy into my epoxy so that the cup will have a nice little shimmer overall. And it's not going to take much at all. I'm just scooping out a little bit on my stick. So our tumbler has been epoxied and it's nice and smooth. I did put a little bit of ice in the epoxy so it does have a nice overall sparkle over the spray paint. And now it's time to put on our outline decals. I have one on the bottom here. So now all of our outline decals are on. And now it's time to do the stencils for our foils. I'm going to be using red and pink foil flakes and quick coat from Counterculture to apply. I've got a little cup for my quick coat. Now let's get started. And I'm just going to randomly place these wherever I think will look nice. I'm just going to take a little bit of the foil and stick it down. And I'm just kind of rubbing it into place. Quick coat dries super fast. We're just going to add a little more. So I've got my foil hearts on, and I do have a lot of the foil flakes just kind of flaked all over the cup, and they do stick on their own. So what I'm going to do, I do want to leave some on there, but not this much. So I'm taking my Scotty Pillar, and I'm just very gently going to scrape these off. I'm not putting much pressure at all because I don't want to scratch. I don't want to take a layer of epoxy off and scratch the paint underneath. So I'm just very gently scraping it off. So this looks a lot better. So now I'd like to just add a coat of Quick Coat over the entire cup to help seal in the decals and just where I've been touching it with my bare hands. It helps to prevent my epoxy from repelling from the oils from all of that. So I'm going to put on my gloves and I'm going to put a thin coat of the Quick Coat. Now it's time to epoxy. And I've only mixed up about 15 milliliters total. And I'm going to do a very thin coat. I'll have some left over for a mold. And then I'll sprinkle a little bit of my chunky glitters. So now I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of the Shanta Baby onto the top and bottom. Got our decal. Love wine.